Good morning, Dopey, and welcome to yet another day of Dopey. Another Dopey day. My name is Dave. Some people call me Dopey Dave, but I never like that, so you can call me Dave. I'm joined by Dopey super friend, strung out author, writing consigliere, and boundary setter, the great Aaron Carr. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to say, Howie, you were supposed to put me in the intro.
I was going to say that too. Howie, why didn't you put in the intro?
I didn't have any time to edit this week.
Howie's doing a lot of work.
I'm just
on the
busting
side.
your balls.
On the side.
On the side. Howie's doing a lot of work.
I'm doing a lot of work.
He's
on
actually
the
doing
side
his
of
job.
The side job.
He's
right.
doing on the side of the side hobby thing.
Yeah.
Aaron, welcome back to Good Morning Dopey.
Thank you.
Every few episodes, I need to threaten the audience and say we're gonna quit doing daily reflections, and then I hear like 10 people say no, and I'm like, oh, we have to do it for the fans, the Good Morning Dopey fans, the Dopey
What
Nation.
if you did? You could always compromise at some point and do weekly reflections.
No, weekly. Come on, they're gonna hate
I'm
you
just
for that.
saying.
Aaron.
That sounds like a
All right,
plan.
all right.
I look at my hair. It's like I don't know what's going on. It's fucking depressing. All right, Howie, anything you want to add? Anything? You got anything? All right. Today is what's today? March 16th. It's a very gaudy one. Aaron, you ready?
Perfect.
Okay. I'm ready.
And Aaron's book, her new book, is on its way. So pray to the publishing universe that it works out. Here we go. You ready? Yes?
I'm ready. Yes,
Confirm.
yes.
Howie told me you weren't interested in the... Howie told me he follows you on Twitter, and he saw that 69 is not the sexual position that you prefer, and he wanted you to open up about this.
Okay.
Did you say I follow her on Twitter?
Yeah.
I said that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Howie was
Okay.
asking me about you, and
Right.
I...
Do you want
And I-
do you want me to tell you now?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a perfect time for it.
I think that it's like for me, I'm too distracted to like allow myself to let go enough to enjoy being on the receiving end.
I tried to explain to Howie, but he couldn't understand it. Because Howie 69's everybody he sees. Howie, what's your take? Why do you look so small in the frame? What are you doing?
I'm trying
He's-
to get...
It's like
He's
Passover, you're
slouched down.
reclining tonight.
If I could get myself into a position where I could do this laying down,
Right.
I'd be happy. What was the question?
69. Pro, yay or nay?
No, of course it's a yay. There's no question about that because I'm a guy. For a woman, I think there's a lot more involved, and so it's not so cut and dry, so to speak. Am I wrong?
I want to get to the truth.
That is the truth.
No, listen.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying, like, before you were saying how disgusting people are, and
No.
now you're saying you like 69s, but you can
I
understand
was saying-
why women don't. So why don't we
No.
put that into the stew, and what do we
It
distill?
made me think in general
Yes.
about how people are disgusting.
Yes.
Just human beings
Why?
as an animal.
Why?
Are because animals are disgusting
Okay.
beings, right?
Why? Okay.
And it made me think I can see how someone would dislike 69ing because the thought of having to deal with the preparation.
What
I
kind
guess-
of what's
guess what I'm saying?
preparation?
What are you
Well,
talking
there are two
about?
ways to approach. There are two ways to
It's a-
approach it, right? One way is you say, "I'm an animal, you're an animal. Let's go at it."
Right.
Right. The other way is you go, let's be nice about this. You go get ready. I go get ready.
Get ready.
Wait. Get ready. It's just oral sex.
Yeah, like take a shower maybe. You don't.
Sure, but that's just
Clean
for
up?
oral. I mean, that's just
Don't
oral
I mean?
sex
Don't
in
you kind of
general.
have
It's
to
not
do
really
that
sex-
for?
just-
You have to do that for just about anything, though. The proper
Not
cleanup.
everybody, but I'm saying that there are people who don't have to do it, and maybe that's the turnoff. Is it's sort of like kind of disgusting.
Right. It's
And
interesting.
you're like, so if you think about it, like, all right, look, we get ourselves ready. Everybody's looking good and feeling good. Now anything's on the table, right?
That's a perfect world.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
perfect.
That's
That's a Wednesday.
That's the perfect world.
That's a Wednesday.
All right, we're
So
gonna
that
move
was my
past
only point.
69ing, and we're
Yeah.
gonna go to the daily reflection.
Aaron knows what I'm talking about.
Aaron, do you know what he's talking about?
No, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I also think that, like, in general, I think that, like, when, especially, like, in the beginning, like, when pheromones are really, like, ruling your world, I think like it's all a turn on. Like it's all like you just want that person. It's not about like.
So you don't
You're
mind
not
the distraction
stopping-
in the beginning. In the beginning, you don't
No.
mind.
I'm not talking about the distraction. I'm talking about the disgusting part.
Right. I'm saying if your husband's
But what if you're
walls-
distracted by the odor? Like
Yeah.
It's
If
not the
assholes
odor that I.
on your
Well, I mean
face,
that would be awful. But
no,
like I
you're
think it's
saying
more
you're
like.
distracted by the pleasure.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I'm not going to be able to like let go and enjoy the pleasure really if I'm doing the job on the other end.
Right. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's
think
not,
that's
but I
more
think
of a
what
female
Howie's
problem.
saying is something different.
I think it
don't-
helps me to
maybe.
be so distracted. I think the distraction is way better for me.
I think the distraction is a girl problem. That's not a guy
That
I'm
problem.
could
way
be.
better off when I'm distracted. 'Cause
You're better
I'm-
off by yourself.
No, I'm better off distracted in every situation. Like that's just the way my mind works.
That's your ADD.
So you like to do something else during the activity. You have to have another activity.
Yeah, that's why I think I like the 69 so much. Anyway, let's get to the daily reflection because
let's do
it's
it.
my ADHD.
Speaking of 69,
It's my ADHD. Anyway, as we understand him, let's move from 69 to God. My friend suggested what then seemed a novel idea. Why don't you choose your own conception of God? How do we go from 69 to God? It's depressing. That statement hit me hard. It melted the icy intellectual mountain in whose shadow I had lived and shivered many years. I stood in the sunlight at last. It was only a matter of being willing to believe in a power greater than myself. Nothing more was required of me to make my beginning. I remember the time I remember the times I looked up into the sky and reflected on who started it all and how. When I came to AA, an understanding of some description of the spiritual dimension became a necessary adjunct to a stable sobriety. After reading a variety of versions, including the scientific, of a great explosion, I went for simplicity and made the God of my understanding the great power that made the explosion possible. With the vastness of the universe under his command, he would no doubt be able to guide my thinking and actions if I was prepared to accept his guidance. But I could not expect help if I turned my back on that help and went my own way. I became willing to believe, and I've had 26 years of stable and satisfying sobriety. Do you think this guy's 69's, the guy who wrote this?
Yeah, and he's saying keep it simple.
So you're saying he doesn't 69?
He
because
doesn't
it's too-
69.
too
It's too
complicated.
explosive.
Yeah, it's too explosive. All right. So what do you say, Aaron?
I mean, to be honest with you, it was really hard for me to concentrate on this.
All you
but,
could think about was 69.
Well, because I kept putting innuendo into every stupid sentence. So,
One more time. Here we go. Right. I remember the time. Okay. Yeah, Why don't
Just
you
read
choose
the-
your own conception of God?
Yes.
The statement hit me hard. It melted the icy intellectual mountain in
Right.
whose shadow I had lived and shivered many years. Right. Well, that's nice. You know,
Yes.
because, I mean, that's a big preventative thing where it's like, I can't possibly have a higher power because it's like my priest molested me or God, you know.
or just you don't believe in God. I mean, and that's, I don't think you have to believe in God. I mean, and I think that's, again, like if we were going to update the daily reflections, we would use different language because I think that like the whole idea is just sort of like giving yourself over to sort of the like acceptance of the way things are rather than trying to force them into the way that you want them to be.
Yesterday's reflection referred to God as the spirit of the universe, which I thought was very nice.
Yeah.
After reading a variety of versions, including the scientific, of a great explosion, I went for simplicity and made the God of my understanding the great power that made the explosion possible. You know, I mean, basically, it's just another one that says it's not you, it's something bigger. You know, that's it.
Right.
You know,
And
we
that
should
you
never,
can define what that is.
I don't think we should ever talk about like horse cocks or 69 or whatever before the daily reflection. So that's on Howie, right?
People are
Howie?
going to think it's me, that I'm the problem.
It's definitely Howie. Look at him.
what do you mean? It's not. I
Look
didn't
at
do
him.
anything.
What-
It's,
what do you-
you're
look
the
at
one
you.
who brought it up.
You brought it up right before we started. It was on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, that's
what she
it.
said.
Howie, please stop ruining the daily reflections. Dopey Nation, we might be done with Daily Reflections coming very soon. Like, we're on March 16th, right? And we have to
We have 3 years left to go.
We have to get to October 30th. October 31st.
Oh my
So, like,
God.
that's like that much. All with God. None of them, you know, it's all God. God, 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 God. But I poo-poo God because of the language of the Daily Reflections. I challenge you, Aaron Carr, writer, author,
Yes.
unlicensed advice columnist, equestrian, to start writing some Daily Reflections. We can make a lot of money, make a new book.
All right.
Get to it. All right? Put it
Okay.
on your list of things to do. Howie, I challenge you
Poo poo.
to write some Daily Reflections as well.
I'm not writing anything.
All right, let's call it. Let's call it the Daily Reflections done. Stay strong, Dopey Nation. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Howard, for doing nothing but ruining the show. And fucking toodles for Chris. Stay strong.
Toodles.
Also.
Dopey, I'm face down on the floor. Dopey, please sir, can I have some more? Dopey.